Today is Sisterhood and Brotherhood slow flow yoga class. Put my clock over here so I can see it. And you don't absolutely need a prop today, but just in case, if you're more comfortable with a prop or something to cover up with or sit on soft, a large pillow. And if you don't have blocks, then you can just use a towel or a blanket. I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to begin with easy pose. So I'm going to use my blanket for easy pose. Makes it a little bit nicer. And it also helps to bring the hips a little higher than the knees, which is better for if you have knee issues or low back issues. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to begin in easy pose. We're going to inhale our arms up and exhale them down in prayer position. And pause here for a moment. Inhale up. Exhale down. And if you want to close your eyes, that's also nice while we're doing this little breathing warm-up exercise. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just take a moment there. Just take a little breath. We're going to bring our arms down by our sides, and we're going to go ear to shoulder. So just take your right ear to your right shoulder. While you're sitting here, don't forget to really engage your core muscles, your abdominal muscles, or your Uddiyana bandhas. They're all the same. And bring the head to center. Exhale, left ear to left side. Inhale up. On the inhale, you can relax the abdominal muscles because we want to take a nice deep breath that's getting into that diaphragmatic breathing. So it's filling up all of the lower part of the lung. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And then here we're tightening up, drawing up the pelvic floor, drawing the abdominal muscles tight. Exhale. Your next exhale to center. Inhale. And exhale. Left ear to left shoulder. Drawing those muscles nice and tight. Just breathing normally, but keeping the abdominal tight here. On your next exhale, return to center and relax the muscle. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Tightening, tightening, smiling so that you're loosening your jaw though. Breathing normally. On the next exhale, return to center. Inhale. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. This is our last one. Make this your tightest, most productive abdominal exercise here. Your best stretch. We should have done it on the other side. You can take your left fingertips and just gently put it on that curve of your head and rest it. Don't push. I'm just resting it, which adds a little bit of weight to the head. And on your next exhale, return to center. You should have done the right. I'm going to do it to the right because I feel lopsided. That's better. It just adds a little weight to the head, which centimeter, I guess that's not a second, centimeter over. We're not pulling it over. Oh yeah, now we're going to gaze up and down. So let's just gaze up where the ceiling and the wall meet, and then down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Remember on the exhale to pull up those stomach muscles nice and tight. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then we can roll the head in a semicircle. So I'm just rolling. I'm not trying to stretch my neck all the way down. It's just a nice, gentle stretch. This feels really nice. We'll do one more. Swing into the left, swing into the right. And then you may ask, why aren't we rolling our head back? Because that's very stressful on the cervical area of the spine, and we don't want to overstress that, especially if you're rolling your head side to side. You ever done something where you're looking up like this for a long time and then you're like, oh, my neck hurts so bad? Well, that's why we're not going to do that. And then our last stretch, we're going to recross our legs. So whatever leg was on top, put that one on the bottom, and it will probably feel awkward. And then we're going to do a little bit of tapping. So we're going to take our fingers of our right hand and extend your left arm out. And I'm going to tap on top of my hand, on top of my arm, and up to my neck and back down. And then I'm going to flip over and tap the underside up and back down. And now we're going to go left hand, left fingertips. I just have them kind of like when you used to do the things on the wall. It's like a little pointed thing, a little nose. And we're going to tap up, all the way up, the neck, just a gentle tap all the way down, flip, all the way up. And I kind of turn my head, my neck over to the side to get in that side of the neck. It feels so nice. And all the way down. Rub our hands together. Clasp the fingertips intertwined and press them out for a nice shoulder stretch there. Feels great. Inhale and exhale back. And I have my hands clasped behind my back, and I'm raising them up. And if you can't get your hands to touch, just go as far as you can and then raise up. So there's always an alternative. And that feels good. And then relax that out. If you see this big bruise right here on my vein, I had my Medicare yearly checkup this morning, and she bruised me quite a bit, taking my blood from me. I think I might have switched my legs. I'm going to put my other awkward leg back. See how I did that? Just automatically, unconsciously put my favorite leg back up on top. And I knew that wasn't right because I didn't feel awkward down here. I'm like, okay, my legs, got to get that back. I did that when I turned sideways to show you my arms. Now we're going to do a few finger stretches. So just stretch your fingers out and fist, stretch out. Can you see? And fist, stretch out and fist. If you're watching this on YouTube on your TV, you can probably see a lot better. If you're watching it on your phone, I hope you can see what my hands are doing. And we're going to shake that out. Already feeling better. I was a little stressed. Had a stressful day. Yoga always helps that. Now we're going to take, and we usually do this at the end of a class, but we're going to take and we're going to press the right hand over the left shoulder and the left hand across the left shoulder. And we're giving ourselves a nice big hug for coming to class. And we'll lift the elbows up and down, up and down, up and down. And recross, opposite hand on top. Lift up, down. Don't forget your Uddiyana Bandha. Up, down, up, down. And congratulate yourself for starting the class. And then at the end, you can pat yourself on the back for ending the class. I'll try to remember to do that. Oh, now we're going to meet in tabletop. Got my new reading glasses, my ones that actually go with my prescription. I only really need a tweak in the right eye. Otherwise, I could just use little readers over the counter, but I think for really trying to maintain good eye health, it helps to have ones that are made especially for your eye. Luckily, mine's not much of a thing. Oh, I got to take my socks off. Always take your socks off when you are doing yoga, because then you can really grasp and be more stable on your mat. So here we are in tabletop. We're just going to start some gentle rocking back and forth. If you have knee issues, put your blanket or your towel underneath your knees. This kind of hurts my left knee a little bit. It's just when I walk back and forth. So I guess if it really hurts your knees, you could come up and walk. Oh, that doesn't hurt. Yeah, but it's really hard to do. It really uses all the core strength. Let's do that together just because. So we're going to lift our knees up about a couple of inches and just rock back and forth. Ha. Really building some strength and heat up in those legs and the abs. Now we're going to do some gentle hip wags. Just taking them side to side, like a little puppy dog wagging his tail. But we're doing our slow. We're an old puppy dog wagging our tail, nice and slow. And then we're going to do some small circles. So we're going to come up, go forward, put our hips to the right, swing to the left, roll up, swing to the right. One more time this way. Swing into the right and then stop here. Roll up to the right, swing to the left. We're just doing circles with our body. 2, last one, 3. That feels really nice. And now we're going to do big circles if you want to, or you can stay with little circles. If your hands are bothering you, you could come down on your forearms. 2, hold your stomach even. 3, oh, this is a good one. And 4, opposite direction. So I'm starting on my forearms. This makes a big circle. Rolling to the right, coming up on my hands, back down, raising up and back down, raising up and back down. And then go into child's pose. Just for a second. So take a little tiny break here. And on your next exhale, bring your arms up. That was to kind of take a break for our hands because we're already going to downward facing dog. I'm going to take my glasses off. And curl your toes under and lift up. Here we are, downward facing dog. Oh, happy November. This is the first class of November. We have finished our spooky yoga. While you're up here in down dog, make sure that you have your head between your arms and it's hanging loose. You have your stomach pulled in nice and tight. And you have your tailbone facing as much toward the ceiling as possible. That puts a little bit different posture than if I have my tailbone facing the wall or the ceiling. Stretches the hamstrings a little better. So I'm going to come up on my toes and roll down, toes, down, toes, down, and then walk your dog out. 1 foot up, 1 foot down. And your heel may or may not go all the way down to the mat. If your wrists are starting to bother you, take your fingertips and really press them into the mat. It'll take some of the pressure off of the wrist. Oh. Then we're going to bring the knees down and go into a child's pose again. I like child's pose, especially after tabletop or down dog, because it does give your wrist a break. Because we're going to go back up into down dog in a few minutes, but we're going to break right here. And in this child's pose, I want your knees to be just hip width apart, maybe a fraction out from the hips, but closer than a wide-legged child's pose. And then just try to lay your whole body as close to the mat as possible. I've really got my thighs up into my abdominal cavity. And we're going to breathe. Inhale nice and big 3 times to give our abdominal cavity and all of those vital organs inside of that a gentle massage. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the right hand to the right. Left hand follows. And that was all during that last exhale. Your head still down. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to left. Right hand follows. Inhale. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale, right to the right. Left hand follows. And we're turning the whole body to the right, but we're keeping our hips stable on our feet. Inhale, exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to left. Right hand follows. You can see that I'm still seated. I'm not coming up off the mat. And you should get a nice full stretch through this right side of the body going to the left. On your next exhale, return to center. Come back up into tabletop. We're going to go into a puppy pose, or some people call it melting heart pose. And it is, you ever see a puppy where they lay their chest down and their tail is rolling up in the air? So we're going to inhale, And exhale as we just slowly let our hands come out and our chest is coming down to the mat. This is puppy pose. This is a great kind of a gentle back bend. If you have low back issues, just stay up in tabletop or go down into child's pose. And then on your next inhale, pull your arms back and slowly come back up into tabletop. We're going to do that 2 more times. Try to make it into a nice, gentle flow. Inhale. Exhale. Stretching out into that puppy pose or melting heart. We're melting our heart down into the mat. This is a great heart opener. Inhale up. Inhale. Exhale out. And we just pause here for a few seconds. You can turn your head side to side, or you can keep your forehead on the mat, whichever you're most comfortable with. Really pull in that stomach muscle. Inhale. Up. That also is a good stretch for the arms and the shoulders. Should have said if you have shoulder issues, not to do it, because it is kind of hard on the shoulders. So you could do child's pose or tabletop, any kind of movements there along with it. Sorry, I was late on that cue about the shoulders. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything. But just remember, if it hurts, don't do it. Try another alternative or go back to another pose that we just finished, or one of your favorite poses, standing or sitting or laying, wherever you're at, one of those poses. It's important not to overstress your body. Let's go back up into tabletop one more time. And we're going to reach our arms out, kind of like we're coming down into another puppy pose or melting heart. But this time we're going to curl the toes under, and we're going to lift up. We're doing a forearm plank. We're resting the wrist, and we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So when we look at the clock, and just hold it here. Really try to keep the body nice and straight in line. Your neck is in line with your spine. Your spine is in line with your body. In other words, don't be holding your body crooked or really sagging that low back down, which I'm not going to do because that would hurt my low back. And there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the knees. And then lower the torso. We did 40 seconds. So, wow, it's easier when you're not on your hands to do that. And I was talking and I didn't want to quit talking, so we just kept going. So here we are. We're going to bring the palms back to the shoulders. We're going to plant the feet, really the tops of the feet into the mat. We're going to press the pubic bone into the mat and then raise up. I'm using the strength of my back to raise up. I'm using my hands and arms to just kind of balance me to wherever my position is. When you use your arms, you shouldn't be coming up too much further than where you are with your hands here. It's baby cobra. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll down into crocodile pose. I always like to do crocodile pose after baby cobra because it helps to rest the back. So put your right hand on the mat, left hand on top of the right, and your forehead on top of both hands. My elbows are out at a T. And then we're going to inhale up into another baby pose. Don't forget, tops of the feet are really pressed into the mat. I have my glutes are engaged. They're really tight. My hamstrings, my calves, my pubic bone is pressing into the mat. I'm holding myself up with the strength in my back, which is what we're doing, accomplishing with this baby cobra, is strengthening our spine as well as flexibility of the spine. And we're going to exhale down with the left hand on the bottom and the right hand on top into another crocodile pose. And the Sisterhood and Brotherhood card that I drew, I was trying to figure out how am I going to bring a class together with that, but it's really all about harmony. And I'm hoping that this class brings harmony to your body. We're going to inhale up. And this time we're going to go into a snake pose. So if you want to watch first, we're going to bring both arms back behind us, and you can rest it on your low back if you can't bring them together. If you can, clasp your hands together, palms facing each other. And then as you inhale, you're going to bring yourself up. And you're really digging in. Let's do this as a flow together, our harmony. So, starting from crocodile pose, inhale. Exhale, clasp, push up, and hold this for 30 seconds. This is a continuation of baby cobra, and it's a little bit more of a strengthener, as you can see, because I'm not using my hands to help me stay upright. And this is also great for all of those abdominal organs that we're laying and pressing on and breathing. 3, 2, 1, and right hand down on the mat, left hand covers the right hand, head on hands in crocodile pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands back, clasping each other, pressing up. If you have shoulder issues, just stick with baby cobra. This is our last flow down here with baby cobra and snake. We're trying to hold it for 30 seconds. That's why it's slow, slow flow. As we hold a pose, you can get a little bit deeper into it. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand comes down first. Right hand goes on top. And lay in your crocodile pose. We're moving a little bit faster than I normally move because this is a flow class. Trying to get the feel of the Sisterhood, Brotherhood. Now we're going to press back up into tabletop. And if you want to go back into like a kind of a child's pose, but staying in the air, it'll bring a little relief to the low back. Up into tabletop. We're going to do some cat-cow to balance all of those little back bends. So we're going to inhale, into cat. Cat pose. Exhale into cow. When I'm doing cat-cow, I'm leading with my ribs. It's like I'm pressing my ribs up. Inhale. And exhaling, leading with my ribs down. That way you're not overextending your back. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale. Cat. Exhale. Cow. And we're going to take our toes and curl them under. And we're going to lift up just a little bit. Well, kind of into down dog. Well, into down dog. We're going to inhale the right leg up. Press the foot up to the top of the ceiling. Exhale the right foot in between the hands. I have to kind of help mine. So this is a good class for seniors. I'm a senior. And get your balance and stability here. And when you are ready, we're going to come up into a low lunge. See how I did that nice and slow? My knee is over my ankle. And then when you're ready, you can bring your arms up. Float right up into low lunge. This is also a good balance pose. And exhale, placing the hands on the mat, bringing the leg back, walking it out. And we're going to go with the left side. Inhale the left foot up. And exhale the left foot to the front of the mat in between your hands. I'm getting my knee over my ankle, catching my balance, and coming up. Using this for just a stopping point to get stable. And exhale, arms up. This is really using a lot of leg strength. If you're having trouble, you can lower the right knee down for more stability. Or if you don't have the strength built up, whoops. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Foot back, and come back into hero's pose. Okay, we're going to do another low lunge. I'm going to add on to it. I'm trying to figure out what I added on to it. So we're going to inhale into tabletop. Exhale up into down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Do another nice inhale and exhale the right foot forward. Trying to get it up there without moving. Make it this time. I'm working on more flexibility since I had my injuries. Stabilizing. And I'll show you what this one looks like with the left knee on the mat. And then come up. Stage 2. Got your balance. Inhale. And exhale the arms up.
Hello? Yes.
Exhale the arms down. And this time keep your foot there. Take your left foot and place it flat on the mat. The top of the foot's on the mat. We're going to exhale our hips back into a runner's lunge. Really stretching out. Really stretching. My husband's having to take a phone call.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
All the week.
And exhale forward. Really press your hands into the mat. Curl your left toes under. Press up. And bring the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale the left foot up. On your next exhale, bring the left foot out in between the hands. I'll stay down here on my knee because we're going to do this half splits here too. Inhale up. And if you want to try to come up, you can. Just don't be using this leg to really press down because then it's not your legs doing the work or your balance. You can place them here to kind of just so they're balanced. Inhale your arms up. We're going to hold it. On your next exhale, bring your arms down. Bring your right knee down and roll gently back into a half split. This pose, you should really feel that stretch from the calf all the way up through the hamstring. Just hold it a few more seconds. Just doing 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Roll forward. Lift the right knee up off. Bring the left foot back to meet the right. We're going to repeat that one more time. Because we did one low lunge by itself, just to show you what it was. Then we did the low lunge with the half split, kind of slower. This time we're going to have more of a flow to it. So from down dog, inhale the right foot up. Exhale the right foot up between the hands. Into low lunge. On your next inhale, raise the arms up as you gaze up, and we'll hold it for 15 seconds. If you get tired, just lower the left knee down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the left knee down. Placing your hands on the mat, stretch your left foot out and roll gently back for another 15 seconds, holding in half split. Really lengthening that hamstring. all the way through the calf. Raise your toes up off of the mat. That can control the stretch. You can start by like trying to press your feet, toes down and up. See, where's your best feel? 3, 2, 1. Roll back up. Curl your left toes under. Bring the right foot back to meet the left. On your next inhale, raise up the left foot. Exhale, foot between the hands. Inhale up into low lunge. I'm gonna find my seconds. Really pull in that stomach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands to the mat. Lower the knee down, the right knee down. Stretch the right foot out flat on the mat. Pull yourself back as you stretch out the left hamstring calf muscle. And like I said, the higher your toes are up, the more it's working in the calf. So find that happy medium. I like mine about right here. It feels like it's evenly stretching the whole back of the leg. All the way down, pulls more of the hamstring. You experiment and see where your flow spot is. Your sweet spot on that stretch. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Curl the toes. Bring the left leg back to meet the right. Do a nice little walk the dog. I'm starting to sweat. And exhale down. Oh, I forgot what we did after this. Oh, yeah, back into tabletop. We're going to curl our toes under. I'm going to face the mat, so you just curl your toes under and rock back onto your feet into a squat. I'm going to take my feet out a little bit further. There we go. That was better. And then I have my elbows pressing on the sides of my thigh. Try to keep it off of the knee. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the hands on the mat. Lean forward so you'll be coming up onto your toes and slowly raise your bottom end up so that you are then in forward bend. If you have a block handy, you can place your hands on the blocks. I'm just going to go up on my fingertips. Just make sure that you're bending at the hip crease. Hopefully I've got, yes, I do, I'm right. So that my back is straight and I'm not bending like this, so I look like I'm really down over. I'm bending with the back straight, only at the hip crease for that nice long-legged stretch. Now, if you can walk your hands out, or your feet out just a little bit into a wide leg. forward fold. And then we're going to inhale and grasp opposite elbows and hang our heads down, swinging. Ah, it feels so good. I'm going to do a little twist too. I've got my back all nice and loose. Now I'm going to bend my knees generously and inhale up. Really using that leg strength to come up. I've got my arms up in the air. I'm clasping my fingers wrong side out, I call it, so that my palms are facing towards the ceiling. It's better for your elbows. If you have shoulder issues, just loosen your shoulders and maybe just clasp them so that you can put a little pressure on your hands, so you're getting a little finger hand massage work out there too. Otherwise, you can have them up in the air. And we're going to lean to the right and to the left, really holding in your stomach muscles. To the right and to the left. One more time to the right. This feels really nice. And to the left. Straight up. Release your hands. Let them float gently down by your side. Spread your legs a little wider. And we're going to go into a goddess pose. So my feet are wide apart. My feet are at about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to bend my knees, inhale up, and exhale, goddess pose. While you're in goddess pose, you can have goalpost arms, or you can have prayer arms. If your arms are too heavy to hold up, I guess you can rest them on your thighs, but that's kind of cheating. Well, not really cheating. I guess if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. Sorry about that. We're just going to stay here. We've got a few more seconds. While you're here, also make sure that you're holding in that Uddiyana Bandha. And, well, I took my hands down. And then we're going to slowly raise up and lower the arms. Just let the arms swing back and forth. Here we go. Inhale up. Bend the knees. Exhale. And your goddess could be up here, or you could try to sink a little lower. Really tighten those glutes. This is a great glute exercise also, strengthening. You want to have nice, strong glutes. It's a little more comfortable sitting if you have strong, stable glutes and soft, saggy ones. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, my legs were screaming, stop. And like I said, if you feel that the pose is too long, just come out of it and stay out of it, or go back into it if there's time remaining. One more goddess pose. Inhale up and exhale down. Try to make this one your best yet. I'm going to go a little bit lower. Oh, yeah. Keep your back straight. I should turn sideways. You see, I have my back nice and straight. I'm not bent over this way. And have nice straight back. You can sink into that as long as your knees are staying over your ankles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we're going to put our hands down on the mat. Walk our feet in and come into tabletop. Back into child's pose. Really stretch the arms out far in front of you. If you're trying to dig your way up or climb a wall. And exhale into that puppy pose or melted heart, but come all the way through. You're on the mat and roll over. That was a very nice little flow we did there. Being in harmony with our sisterhood, brotherhood, we're going to roll onto our back. I thought I said it, but if I didn't, roll onto your back. And we are in restorative rest pose. Finally, my favorite pose. And let's just gently let our hips swing side to side. Keep your shoulders on the mat. If your shoulders are coming up, you're swinging over too far. You'll notice that my knees are not coming all the way down. And yours may not come down as far as mine, just depending on your flexibility, your low back health, and what feels good for your body and your practice. We're keeping in harmony with ourselves. When you're in harmony with yourselves, it's easier to be in harmony with another person. And last one, bring that to stillness if you've done even sides. Whew. We're going to inhale the knees up. Exhale the feet up. Flex your feet. Bring them out nice and wide so that you're in a nice big V shape. Really stretching out that inner thigh. Should feel nice. And then inhale and exhale, bending the knees as you bring your hands up to grab your feet or your right below the knee or your calf or your ankles into a nice baby pose. But I want your baby pose so that your shoulders are more down on the mat than up. So whatever you can do, I can't do it. I'm going to do it with at my ankles because I want my shoulders on the mat. Then we're going to rotate our ankles and reverse. We did a lot of standing and movement in our ankles and our feet. This feels really good. And then point and flex. Now I am going to grab my feet, or if you can't grab your feet, you grab your ankle. And we're going to lift up one leg. I'm going to keep my knee bent. And I'm going to stay here for just a moment and let that set of muscles kind of acclimate to where I am. And then when I feel ready, I'm going to try and straighten my leg. It's going to be a kind of a V shape. It's not straight up in the air. And next exhale, lower that foot. Bring up the other one. This one I'm going to have to hold here because it hurts my knee. It's a strain on that knee. So be mindful of your knees or any other injury that you may have. When you feel ready, I'm going to grab my big toe here and straighten that leg out. Oh yeah, that's a big stretch. On my next exhale, I'm going to bring that back down. I'm going to grab my other big toe, both of my big toes at the same time. I'm going to inhale and exhale both of them out at the same time, trying to straighten them. You may or may not get them straight. Wherever you're at is the perfect place to be. You're in harmony with yourself. I'm in harmony with mine. We'll make beautiful music together. On your next exhale, bring both feet back together, pressing them together, letting them come down, down. And if you have your blocks handy, I'm going to get my blocks or your blankets. We're going to go into a Baddha Konasana. And I'm going to put the block underneath my thigh just because it's healthier for my particular back. Into Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose. I'm going to take my arms and lay them straight out in a big T. I'm getting some nice inner thigh work in. This is a reclined Baddha Konasana. You can see I really got my abdominal cavity massaged well out because it's starting to have some rumbles in there. Move things around, I guess. And then it's also getting close to dinner time maybe for me. A little bit away, about an hour away. I think it's more of the massage I've done through this class. Moving around and talking to me. Now we're going to inhale and take our fingertips and place them underneath, kind of where the blocks are, and exhale our knees together, nice and slow. I'm going to remove my block. Actually, I'm going to keep one of my blocks. We're going to bring the feet hip width apart. We're going to inhale up into a bridge pose and place our one block underneath us. If you don't have a block, just stay in bridge pose, but we're going to do a rested bridge pose. The edge of the block goes right down where the tailbone is. This is a nice way to end all of that stretching and bending that we've done on the spine. Letting it elongate. And if you're holding it without the block, you're doing a little bit more strengthening. But both ways, you're aligning the spine. And it feels very nice. If you have the block under you, we're going to inhale, lift up a little bit, and remove the block and just hold in a regular bridge pose. This is also good for the whole digestive system and for all the internal organs, because you're putting them at a little bit of an incline, because gravity's always pulling them down. So in this incline here, gravity's pulling them back the other direction. Inhale and exhale down very slowly. That feels very good. Bring your knees up. Put your hands behind your thighs and roll side to side. Doing a little low back massage. Very nice. Very nice. I think we've had a nice, very slow flow. I hope you enjoyed it. And then go ahead and get in your favorite Shavasana position. I like a bolster underneath my knees. I like an eye mask. And I like a little cover on me, because when I lay down in Shavasana, even if I've had I think maybe if you have had a harder class where you're sweating a little bit, then when you lay there, you start cooling down, and I don't want to get chilled. Because then I'm thinking more about, oh, I feel chilly, and then I'm concentrating on my Shavasana. So I'm going to set the timer. You get all nice and settled, and I will take you through the 4-count breath, which I can't do that while I'm counting, but I will count for you so you can get into a nice mindful state of Shavasana. And this breathing exercise is always a great one to do for a short 2-minute mindfulness session to help relieve stress at any time. So we're going to, I'm going to set this for our Shavasana. We're going to inhale through the nose to the count of 4, hold it to the count of 2, and exhale through the mouth to the count of 4. Hold 2, and so on. So I won't start counting for you. Repeat it 4 times, and then just start breathing normally. Have your eyes closed, relaxing, and go into your meditative state. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, mouth, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Inhale, nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, mouth, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Inhale, nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, mouth, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Inhale, nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Inhale, exhale, mouth, 2, 3, 4. When you feel ready, go ahead and take any last minute stretches, twist, or deep breaths. And then gently roll over onto your left side and lay in a fetal position for a moment or two. And when you feel that you're ready to raise up, or you could stay in your Shavasana position if you want, go ahead and gently raise up, bringing your head up last. I always have to try to make sure I'm going to get up. I think I might have fell asleep today. I was a little tired, I guess. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my Sisterhood, Brotherhood, slow flow yoga class today. I enjoyed putting it together for you and doing it, practicing it myself this week. Trying to think of harmony with myself and others. So, sisterhood and brotherhood is view humanity as your extended family and reach out with acts of kindness to all you meet. And remember, I have a little quote: kindness is your soul's basic nature. Acknowledge it and be kind. I like that. Rub your hands together. I have to take reading glasses off because the screen's all blurry when I look at the screen. I hate that in between, but I love having my long vision back. We're bringing in love, kindness, joy, and harmony to ourselves and extending it to others. Press that into your heart center. I bow and honor you and the light in you, and ask that you bow and honor the light in others. Namaste. Again, thank you for coming to class and do an act of kindness. Um, Last week, I had an act of kindness done to me. It was so awesome. I took the kids to a trick or treating thing. I might have mentioned it in one of my Halloween classes. I can't remember, but it just came to my mind again. And I went to get them a cherry limeade from Sonic, and the people ahead of us bought our drinks. It was awesome. So I gave what I owed to the girls as a tip, and she was ecstatic. She goes, "Oh, thank you, thank you." So pass it on. Ta ta for now. See you next week with a new class.